Alright, what's good y'all, it's Lushi, and today I'm gonna break down another sample for y'all, so yeah, let's get straight to it. So here's the first pattern I made for the sample. It is a one-shot key from Henny Major's Suspense one-shot kit, and here's the pattern I made with it. I'm gonna play it first without any effects, and then I'm gonna recreate the MIDI and show you how I made it, and then show you the processing as well. So it's pretty simple. I'm just gonna delete it and show you how I made it. So in B minor, I start off at the root note right here and made a B minor chord. Then I took the middle note and made it like a suspended 2 chord and pitched up 1 octave like this. And then I duplicated the B, the chord, and I took this one and pitched up a half step. So now this is a B minor chord, this is a B minor chord, and this is a B suspended 2 chord. And I duplicated it again. And then just to add some bounce to the sample, I took these middle notes right here and moved them to the side like this and shortened them like this. So after I had this, I went in here and I made this little thing right here. So I went to the root note, but up here to the B. I just made the chord pretty much first. So I just made the B and then the F. So this is like the same as the root and the 5th of the chord, but up here. And then I took this note right here. So it's a sus2 chord. And then I put it right here, and this is a regular minor chord, and then the same thing again. So after that, I highlighted all of them and pressed Alt S and turned it up all the way so it becomes this triplet thing right here. But for the last one, so instead of having it go up like this, I took the root note, or like I took the bottom note and pitched it up right here, and took the top note and pitch it up and pitch it down right here. So I had this one go down instead of going up like the other ones. And then I just duplicated for the second part, pitched the whole thing up an octave and duplicated the root notes again. Just like that. Alright, so after I had this, I went to mixer channel number 1. I added some reverb, some EQ, taking out some of the highs, a portal that I automated later on. I'm gonna show you how I made it in a second. I went to the switch preset in the Hypnotized Bank by Lone God, and then finally a EQ. I made this automation right here for it. So it's like going up to like 40 or 30% or something right here, and then going up to like 70 here, and then it just repeats throughout the melody, and here's what it sounds like. So yeah, after that, I just rendered out to a WAV file. So I pitched it down 2 semitones, and I also time stretched it because the original sample was probably made in like 140 or something. Hold up, let me check. Yeah, so the original sample was made in 120, so I sped it up to 150, and I time stretched it to make it fit. So here's what it sounds like now. I didn't have a lot of changes to this sample right here in the melody, just for the very last part of the sample, and here's how I did it. So I duplicated it like this, made it unique, and then I clicked this stretch thing right here and made it twice as fast and put it to stretch mode. So that's pretty much all I did to it. So here's what it sounds like. So after I had these two, put the pattern here again and tried to come up with a new melody. So I went to Henny Major's one-shot kit again, and I found this synth right here. Pretty crazy synth. So here's the pattern for it. So I went with the root note, the B minor, or like the B note, and I just made it slide up here after 1 bar, a whole octave, a quick slide up here, and then making it end at the end of the second bar, and then starting a new slide directly at the 4th bar right here. I'm just playing it for you so you can hear it. So it sounds pretty weird and pretty like off kinda, but it sounds nice together with the original melody. So after I had that, I rendered out to a WAV file like this. I chopped it up right here and right here just to give some silence, to let the sample breathe, because the lead was going pretty much all over the place. So after that, I just duplicated it over and had it loop right like this. So this is honestly pretty much the whole melody. Everything I'm adding from now is just to fill up some frequencies and like make the sample sound fuller, but I'm not adding too much crazy melodies at this point. So the next thing I added was I brought back the pattern, and I went to contact, noir pair dark preset, just one long note for 4 bars, and then for 4 bars again. Turn up the velocity all the way to really make it hit hard. So here's what it sounds like. I rendered it to a WAV file and I added the beefy preset from the decapitator from Sound Toys, just to make it hit even harder. And here's what it sounds like in contrast with the other melodies. Alright, so after I had this, I found this tubular bell right here. So I just dragged it in and pitched it down 600 semitones, so now it sounds like this. And then I also put another bell at the end right here, but this one is pitched up 100 semitones and it's reversed, so here's what that sounds like. So when they loop, they kind of play nicely together with the reverse, and then it hits right here together with the piano. So I'm just gonna play the piano and the bells for now. So it just adds a lot of energy to the sample and make it sound like more evil and more dark. And then for the final sound in this sample, I am working on a new kit with a bunch of accents and effects and one-shots and a bunch of stuff for loop making specifically. And I've used this accent number 6, which is a string that is kind of like a razor kind of. So I dragged it in right here and I pitched it up 500 semitones, and I also time stretched it to make it fit the BPM. Yes, I just placed it at the end right here to make it rise at the end of every 4th bar, and then I duplicated it over here as well. But this time I cut it up right here to not make it fade with the other sections of the sample. Alright, cool. So this is pretty much the whole first pattern. After this, I started arranging the sample. I just had this put to the side all the time in case I wanted to use it or not. So I used the main melody 3 times, and then I used this flip right here at the end of the sample. So for the second part, I just brought over the lead and the piano. The lead and the piano over here, and also the string, but only the last part of the string right here. So no transition here, only here. And then for the next part, I only brought over the piano to only have the main melody and the piano and the string as well. And then for the last part of the sample, I brought over everything except the lead, because the lead didn't fit this fast melody. So after that, I just brought over all the stems for the sample and I bounced it out to a WAV file. And yeah, I'm gonna play the final sample right now. Alright man, so that's pretty much it for the video. Hope you enjoyed it, hope you liked the sample and the breakdown, and hope you learned something new. If you did, leave a like, comment and subscribe. I would appreciate it a lot, and I'm gonna catch y'all in the next video.